lovely children. You are welcome to another lesson in mathematics. Today, we are still on numbers, but we'll look at counting, representation, cardinality, and ordinality. We are still on counting, representation, cardinality, and ordinality. Okay, children, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to describe numbers and relationship between numbers from 0 to 10,000 in equivalent ways using the place value concept. I'll take that again. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to describe numbers and relationship between numbers from 0 to 10,000 in equivalent ways using the place value concept. Yes, so today we'll talk about the place value concept. Now let us move on to our keywords to understand the lesson better. We have two keywords. We have equivalent and then place value. Equivalent and then place value. Let us look at the meaning of each word. Equivalent means to be equal in value or amount. To be equal in value or amount. So when something is equal in value or is the same as something, then we can say that that thing is equivalent to the other because they both have the same value or amount. Now our second keyword, we have place value. Place value. It is the value of where each digit is in a number. It is the value of where each digit is in a number. So we need to find where the number is, the value of where the number is, to know the place value of that number. You can say that it is the what? The position of the number, where it is placed. That's why we have place value. In other ways, we can say that value is the worth of something. The worth of something. So that worth of the number tells us where the number is located. I hope that is okay. The worth of the number. For instance, I have 350. I am picking 5. Where is 5 located? And what is the worth of 5? That is what we are talking about. So 5 is located in between 3 and then 0. So what is the place value, the worth of the 5? We have 3 digit numbers on the board. Remember our previous lesson, we spoke about ones, tens, and then hundreds. We realized that hundreds comes in the form of 3 numbers. Tens comes in the form of 2 numbers, and then ones comes in only 1. So we have 3 numbers on the board. So this shows us that our number is in the hundreds column. So the 3 becomes hundreds because it is in the hundreds column. So this 5, when we take off the 3, we are left with what? 2 numbers. So the 5 represents the tens. And then our 0 is the ones. So with this, we can say that the place value of 5 is what? Tens, because it is located in the tens column. And then the value of 5 is what? 50, because we are dealing with two numbers when it comes to tens. I hope that is clear. Good. So that brings us to what we'll be learning today. Okay, so today we are dealing with 3-digit numbers. 3-digit numbers. So our first number should have a ones. That is a single number, a loose number. So in ones we can say that we have 5 for ones, and then our tens. This is in the form of 10. It is made up of 10 loose blocks. 10 loose blocks. So this represents tens. So we can write 1. And then these blocks are in hundreds. They are made up of 10 blocks. That is 1 of tens, another one making 2, another one 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So 10 of the 10 blocks will give us 100. So we can write 2 for 100. So we realize that we had 2 of the hundreds, 1 of the tens, and then 5 of the ones. Let us do more examples to know our place values. So we have a number frame. The number frame is made up of our place values. That's the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and then the ones. So we have thousands. We add S to it because it shows us that it is in the tens column. They are in columns. So you should know that this number belongs to the ones column, the tens column, the hundreds column, or the thousands column. So these are our place values. We have the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and then the ones. So let us put in any numbers at all. I'll put 4 here, 6, 3, and then 2. Let us try to explain what we have on the board. We have 4 under the thousands, 6 under the hundreds, 3 under the tens, and then 2 under the ones. Whenever you are placing numbers under their place values, you should always start from the right. It makes you know that the smallest comes before what? The bigger number. So we have 2 for the ones. It means that there are 2 different loose straws or blocks. This is 1, this is another 1. So when you put them together, it becomes what? 2. So you have 2 of the ones. You have 2 of the ones. And then when you move on to the tens, we have 3. So this is 110. When you add 2 more tens, it becomes what? 3 tens. That's why we have 3 under the tens. It means that 1 10, another 10, and then another 10, making what? 3 of the tens. Very good. Now we have 10 of the tens. You remember this is 110. So 10 of these will give you what? 100. So 10 plus another 10 plus another plus another. 6 of them will give you 600. So we are putting 10 of the tens together and adding extra 5 to this to give us what? 600. And then with the thousands, in our first lesson we said that 10 of the hundreds will give us 1,000. So when you put 10 of these together, it will give us what? 1,000. So putting 4 of those 1,000 together, we'll have 4,000. So in this sense, you can say that we have 4,632. We always put the tens and the ones together. The tens and the ones always goes together. So we can have 1 and then 2, 4 and then 5. We can't say 410 and then 5 ones. No, we put them together. So it becomes 45. 1 and 2 comes together to make what? 12. So always remember the tens and the ones, they always go together. Okay, let us look at another example. Good. So I have 5 under the thousands, 0 under the hundreds, 6 under the tens, and then 6 under the ones. This means that we have 5 of what? Thousands. We have 0 of hundreds, 6 of the tens, and then 6 of the ones. Okay, how do we mention the number on the board? Yes, so we have 5,000. Do you say 0, 100? No, there is no hundred. There's nothing under the hundreds column. So we have to skip that and then replace it with n. So wherever you come across the 0, anywhere around the hundreds or the tens, you replace the 0 with n. So we have 5,000 and our tens and then our ones go together. So 5,066. Assuming our 5 is under the tens column. Yes. Good. So we have 5,606. You don't have to say 5,606. No. We have to replace the 0 with end. So it becomes 5,606. Very good. Good. So we've looked at the place value of different numbers. Now let us look at the value of the numbers. The value, the worth of the numbers. So we had 5, 0, 6, and then 6. I hope you remember your number frame. This is in thousands. We have the hundreds, the tens, and then the ones. We all know that this 5 is under the what? The thousands column. Therefore, the place value of the 5 is what? Under thousands. So where 5 is located, okay, the 5 is located under what? Thousands, or it's in the thousands column. That is the place value. Now the value of the 5. Since the 5 is under the thousands column, the 5 becomes what? The worth of the 5. It becomes 5,000, because we have 5 of the what? The thousands. So the thousands takes a form of 4 digits. So we have 5,000. So this is the value of the 5. Is that okay? It shows that the 5 is what? Is worth 5,000, and the place of the 5 is under the thousands. Now let us move on to the hundreds column. What is the value of this number? It has no value, but it is under the hundreds column. And then we know that the hundreds have 3 digits. So we have 0, it becomes 3 zeros. It doesn't have any worth, because 0 worth nothing. Now we have the tens. What is the value of this 6 under the tens? The tens are made up of what? 2 digits. So the 6 becomes what? 60. Therefore, the worth of this 6 is what? 60. And it's under the tens column. Now let us move on to the ones. What is the value of this 6? It is just 6, because ones are made up of loose numbers. So this 6 is made up of 6 loose numbers, and it's under the what? The ones. We know that the ones comes in what? Just 1 digit. Okay, let us try another example. So let's assume that this crown cork or bottle top is made up of ones, or it is in ones. That is what? 1 unit. And then assume that this block is in what? Tens. So we have 10 for this block. So this is for the bottle top. And then 10 is for the block. Now let's assume this duster is in hundreds. So we have hundreds for duster. And then this ruler is in the thousands column. So we have 1,000 for ruler. Good. Now I want 7 of these bottle tops. So what is the place value of this bottle top? The place value is in what? Ones. So I have my 7 here. And then in tens, I have the block. Okay, so I have 4 of them. Where does it go? To the tens column. So I have 4 of the blocks. Good. Now I have my duster. I said the duster is in what? In hundreds. So I have 2 of these. Where is it going to? To the hundreds column. Very good. And then I have my ruler. I said the ruler is in what? Thousands column. So the 1,000 column, I have 3 of these. Good. So this is what I have. They are in their rightful place. That is what? Their place value. Now let us expand these numbers. 3 is under the thousands column. Therefore, we have 4 numbers. So we have 3 and then 3 of the zeros. And then we move on to the hundreds column. We have 2 of the hundreds. So it becomes what? 200. I have 4 of the tens. So it becomes what? 40. And then I have 7 of the ones. It becomes what? 7. So this is what we have. So this becomes 3,200, and they go together. 40 plus 7 will give you what? 47. Very good. So children, what have we learned today? Today we've learned about the place value concept and then the value of numbers. We've learned about the number frame, which is made up of the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And then we've learned that whenever there's 0 under the hundreds or the tens, we replace it with what? And when we want to mention the number. We've also learned how to expand our numbers under their place values. Very good, children. Write your place values, put them under the number frame, and then put numbers under them. Try to expand and then know their place values as well as their values. Till we meet again, children, be safe and then come for our Zoom meetings. I'll see you all later.